Hello, my name's Evan, and welcome to EnglishZeal.com. Hey, I'm Evan. Welcome back to EnglishZeal.com. So we're going to go over a couple of words and phrases that were in the Tom's Girlfriend video, and we're going to talk a little bit about the meaning and then also a little bit about the cultural context and some more information about when you would really use words like that. So I've got 8 words and phrases that I'm going to go over, and you can find them listed below the video. So here we go. The first one, you notice a couple places throughout the story it says the phrase "you know." We use the phrase "you know" a lot to emphasize that we really think that what we're saying is obvious. When we say "you know," that's it's not. It sounds like a question, but it's not a question. It's when we say it in the sentence, this thing, that means I think that what I'm saying is obvious, or I think that you should understand what I'm saying. An example from the story was, I asked her, what she did. Now, in that case, when the speaker says, I asked her, what she did. He's saying that what she did is a normal thing. I asked her, what she did. Because what do you do, or, what is your job, isn't one of the most common questions that you get asked in English small talk when you come up to a stranger that you don't really know, or usually not a complete stranger, but in a work setting, or maybe you meet someone you haven't seen in a long time, or in the case of the story, you're with a friend and his girlfriend, and you don't really know what to say to them. And even we do use it a lot with complete strangers too, when you get tired of talking about the weather. So we just say, I asked her, what she did, because that's a normal thing to say. If you listen to me talking, you'll hear me say it a lot. I say it quite a bit. And it just exactly means that I think that what I'm saying isn't a normal thing, or I think you should understand what I'm saying. All right, on to the next one. When we say stormed off, there in the story, she got really angry and just stormed off. Now, when we say someone stormed off, we're saying that they were really angry. They left the situation, but the way they left the situation, they made it really obvious that they were angry. Maybe they ran away. Maybe they were stomping their feet. Maybe they were making sounds with their mouth. Whatever they did, they made it obvious when they left that they were angry. You say she stormed off. And you may be able to get this next part from the first part, but when we say someone stormed off, it's not something with respect at all. When we say she stormed off, it's like me saying that she's a child. She did something childish. She acted immature or less than her age. So, when you say they stormed off, they made a noise, they did something in a childish way. They didn't deal with their anger in an adult way, is basically what you're saying. And again, in the story, you can tell that I don't quite like Jessica. The speaker doesn't like Tom's girlfriend, so she stormed off. It's kind of insulting her. She just didn't have any good reason and acted like a child. So, all right, next one. And this is something that most people know, but when we use the word like, and again, you'll see it used in almost all of my stories, and it's just a filler word. It's the same as um, uh, all the same. In English, a lot of times you hear people use like just when they can't think of the next thing to say. And it's more common and it's used more the younger the person is. So when you hear really, really young people, like high school age children talking, they use like a lot. Whereas when you hear, 40-year-old, 50-year-old people, they don't use it very much. They just use and those words. So that's where like comes in. All right, the next one is gosh. Gosh. So this word is used exactly the same as the word God to express frustration at a situation. When you just say, gosh. It's the same thing as saying, God. It's just a word to express frustration. And, it's also important to note that the word gosh is sometimes, very rarely, it's a very mild word, but there are still some people who get offended by it. Really conservative Christian people, typically. Really conservative. Some of them are still offended by the word gosh, even though, because its main word, the word that it comes from, is God. And so I wouldn't say don't use it, because it's so rare that you'll run into someone who gets offended by it. But again, it's good to note that it does come from God, and some Christian people do find it insulting to God to say the word gosh. All right, let's keep going. Next one is dude. And again, if you watch a lot of American movies, you've heard this one a lot. It's a very informal way of addressing someone. Just saying hello, hey man, hey dude. That just means hello, hey dude. But in this case, in this story, when it's used in this context, in this tone, it again expresses surprise. In this case, the speaker says, dude, what was that all about? And he's talking to his friend, and so he still is referring to his friend. But in this context, it's especially with the tone and everything, it's really, dude. It's really showing the surprise at what happened. Dude, what was that all about? All right. Another thing to note, dude is a very, very informal way of communicating, if using the word dude, and typically only used between men and other men. Again, very, very informal. If you refer to your boss as dude, he will be offended, or anyone in a position of authority at all. Anyone other than your closest friends, you shouldn't say dude. All right, on to the next one. So, what's up? That's the next phrase. What's up? And, in this case, in the story, I asked him what's up. And so, what's up is just a shortened form that we use quite frequently of the phrase, what is going on? Or what is happening? We can just say, what's up? It means what is happening right now? Or what happened? In this case, it's what happened. He left, talked to his girlfriend, and he came back, and I said, what's up? So what happened? What is going on? And again, what's up is a very, very familiar way to ask that question. A more polite way to ask the question if you're talking to a boss or something. What's happening? Or what's going on? Something along those lines. So that's what's up. All right, next one. On to number 7. Almost done. So we have what the hell, and the story is used very strongly. I mean, what the hell? Again, you can probably get it from the gestures, but what the hell is a way of expressing anger or frustration at a situation. And again, it's another phrase that many people find offensive. It's not quite like gosh, it's a little bit stronger than gosh. And it's not just Christian. This I would say you probably wouldn't want to use this phrase unless you're around friends or family. But on top of that, of the different ways that people express anger, this is one of the least. I mean, it's still considered offensive to some people, but it's one of the least offensive. What the hell? Compared to a bunch of other words that you probably know that are a lot more offensive. So, I work in a pretty casual workplace, and it's not uncommon. It's pretty common to hear someone just yell, what the hell? It's not that offensive. I work in a very casual workplace, but still, it's not that offensive. But again, use restraint, think about it before you say it. And the last one I wanted to go over was when I said, I'm sorry in the story. 2 things about it: the tone and the hand gesture. They both combine to make a very powerful sentence. I mean, I'm sure you know what I'm sorry means. Just, I'm sorry for what happened. But I told him to tell her, I'm sorry. Now, the tone of my voice in that one is like a child. And when we use the a child's tone, a lot of times it means we're making fun of something. I'm sorry. It's really long, drawn out like a child. And usually that means we're making fun of something. And when you have that combined with the gesture, which is this, we typically call that air quotes. When you think of a document that has quotations around something, we say air quotes for this. And so when you think, we put the air quotes around, I'm sorry, it's a very mean and sarcastic way of saying something. So when you say it like that, I'm sorry, you're exactly saying it's a joke. I'm not sorry. Tell her that I'm sorry, so that maybe she feels better, but I'm very much not sorry. And again, that message could be conveyed either way with just the tone. You could just say, I told him, tell her that I'm sorry. But the hand gesture makes it even stronger, that you're being sarcastic, that you don't mean what you're saying. And that was the 8 words from this story. And I just wanted to talk about the general feel of the story. What did you think about the tone and the attitude of the speaker, me in this case? Yeah, it was pretty rude. He was very much, he's talking down. He's being very rude to Jessica and Tom when I'm telling this story. I'm being very rude to Jessica and Tom. Obviously I'm not that good of a friend to Tom, or, maybe I just like making myself seem cool. to the other person who I'm telling the story to. But in this case, yeah, it's a very, very rude tone, very impolite, the way I'm talking about these two people. And it's like the whole situation was a joke to me. I don't take it seriously that she was angry. I just think she's stupid. Who cares? So yeah, and that was Tom's girlfriend story again. And if you have any questions, comments, suggestions, you can comment on any of my videos or send me an email at info@EnglishZeal.com. Thanks for joining us again.